a rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but the beauty a rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but a rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but the beauty a rich man's world. A rich man's world.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So today, as you might be aware, I went to Sheraton College along with some of other board members in order to raise our concerns and questions as an international student directly to government. So we got a chance to talk to MPs, MPPs and municipal ministers, and we asked some of the very important questions from international students' perspective. So in this video, we are going to answer those questions. Yesterday I posted a story asking you folks about your international student experience here in Canada and what questions and concerns do you want us to take up to the government's level. So today we're going to answer all your questions. So let's go. So first one is the most important one, like for which each and every international student wants answer to, is there any way to remove the foundation of working 20 hours on SIN? So yeah, this question was answered by MPs. So let's see what they say.
A great question, and this is a very important one. Actually, one of those recommendations we have put forward in our report is that a limitation of 20 hours a week.
MP Ali is mentioning a committee report. Based on committee reports, the recommendation that committees come up with after having many witnesses testify, those are given consideration by the minister and the department, and so we have yet to hear back as to what the result will be. There is already flexibility though, however, so everyone is aware that it's if you work on campus, you can work more than the 20 hours.
On the federal level, as my colleague said, but we also make an easy pathway to PR. And then as a committee recommendations, there's a 35 recommendation is there, but we are always open to, have more suggestions, and Minister Fraser is very open to take our suggestions. That is why we are here today to, even though from this panel, we are also sending the recommendation to the minister too.
So another question which was asked was about the exploitation of the workers who are doing under the table job. So let's see, here is the answer.
First, thank you so much for that question. And we're fortunate in Ontario to have some of the strongest labor practices and worker protections worldwide. But that is only something that exists if we are vigilant about continuing those protections. So, our Ministry of Labor, we have lots of inspectors, lots of workers at the Ministry of Labor that are there to protect that right. There's certainly a helpline I think we could provide as well in a complaint process through there. So, first thing, always refuse the unsafe work. Second thing would be always get in touch with the Ministry of Labor.
When it comes to unsafe work practices, sometimes when a student is new to the country, they're not familiar with all of our labor laws and rights given to you as a student, and there's fears created from the employers or people surrounding that your status in Canada may be affected, or other issues in that sense may occur. If you have questions about the law, or if you feel like you are being bullied at the workplace, if you feel like you are being exploited at the workplace, and you just need a clarification on questions and understanding where to go, please feel free to contact our offices as well. We're open for you.
So another question which some of you folks asked, which was quite repetitive, it was increasing crime rates here in GTA. And this is the question which I personally asked to our municipal ministers.
Good morning everyone and our panelists. I'm Jagtar Singh, and besides being an international student, I am the Vice President of our Centennial College Student Association. So there are many of the challenges being faced by the international students, but I just want to touch upon two most important issues. First is we do not need any introduction to the increased crime rates in city of Brampton and even Toronto. So I just want to know like what steps the government is taking in order to ensure like the city of Brampton is not only safe for the international students but for the residents as well. So if you can just touch a little upon that.
Yeah, thank you so much for the question. In terms of safety in the community, safety is a top priority for our council. And as council, we of course manage the police authorities in terms of their funding, but also in terms of how they do policing. And with our Chief Nish, he has taken a completely new approach in terms of how policing is done in the region of Peel and here in the city of Brampton. In terms of a policing force that is trying to be more understanding and also more compassionate of the challenges that residents face. At city and at the region of Peel, we're always looking to find more ways for our police force to support folks who need help, to give supports to people who are experiencing mental health or addictions. We dedicate a lot of resources at the region of Peel in terms of health supports so that we can avoid folks who are perhaps in a stage in life where their situation leads them to crime.
Councillor Vicente had suggested and provided a little bit of example of how the Peel Regional Police in particular are taking a different approach, and part of what they are doing is partnering with agencies like Indus, like PCHS, to help, as what Councillor Dillon had said, create that level of trust specifically with the police.
So anyhow, that's it for today's video, and I hope you might have got answers to the questions like the major hot topics that many of you folks were having. So see you in the next video. Stay tuned for that.